Okay, so good morning. Let's have a quick review of what we discussed so far. So this is all about portfolio management, and we said the reason why investors would like to hold on to a portfolio instead of a single asset is because of diversification. Ano yung diversification? Pag diversification, we the purpose of diversification is ano yung purpose natin ito?
To reduce the risk.
Yes, to mitigate against the risk, no? Risk mitigation to. So it's risk mitigation. So if you're holding on just to one asset, then pag bumagsak yung industry na yan, bagsak yung holding mo. But if you have a portfolio of assets, then you're able to mitigate against the risk. So it's important that you diniscuss nyo na ba sa invest yung yung kay Markovits?
No, sir.
Hindi pa? Okay, so assignment mo yan ha. Okay. Read about, pakita ko lang ha. So, si Markovits, Nobel Prize portfolio theory. No? So read on what Markovits portfolio theory is. Ito yung gagawin natin ngayon. No? Yung efficiency frontier. This one. And this capital allocation line. Okay, so in a nutshell, what's Markovits theory? It forms part of the MPT, no? Modern portfolio theory. Okay, ang sabi dito, sabi ni Markovits, it's a theory on how risk-averse investors can construct portfolios to maximize expected returns. So generally, behavior finance dictates that ang investors in general are risk-averse. Kung pwedeng makakuha ng mataas na return na walang risk, syempre yun ang gugustuhin. No? Pero hindi naman pwede yun kasi it runs against the principle of risk and return. That if you're going to assume a greater amount of risk, you should be compensated for that with a higher amount of return. Okay, so ito, yung sinabi ni Markovits sa MPT, sabi niya, pwede ka mag-ano ng portfolio, you can hold on to a portfolio so that you can maximize expected return and at the same time you can mitigate against the risk compared to kung nag-iisa lang yung asset mo, no? So itong theory na to, it's required, medyo maano yung reading na to, pero importante as finance students, nabasa natin to, no? Published in 1952 sa Journal of Finance, and he was later on awarded with the Nobel Prize for MPT. So just some of the summaries. Ito, I'll leave you to, there are many other videos on the internet, no? So, ano na lang, medyo magpanoodin mo. Preparation na rin yun for your, for your other subjects, no? Lalo na sa invest na, para alam mo rin, no? Okay. So just quickly, theory on how risk-averse investors can construct portfolios to maximize expected return based on a given level of risk. So if you're only willing to get this amount of risk, how will you construct your portfolio so that you're optimizing or you're maximizing your returns? Okay? Or pwede rin, anong gagawin mo, how can I, with no, kunyari, walang amount ng risk, paano ko ma-maximize yung return ko naman? Okay, so sabi, you can construct a portfolio that minimizes risk for a given level of expected return. So baliktad to, no? Yung dalawang magkabaliktad. Ito, given yung level amount of market risk, how can you maximize your return? Tapos ito naman, given your level of expected return, how can you minimize your risk? Okay? So, uh, may mga merits tong modern portfolio theory. However, may ano din siya, merong limitations. So yung mga limitations na yan, andito yan. Tapos marami pang reading. So your assignment will be to read on this, no, Luisa. Tapos may mga other theories pa na medyo linampasan na tong si NPT. Pero backbone to ng finance. Okay, so last time we were saying that in order to compute for the returns, ito yung formula, no? Okay, so given your returns per asset, no? Return ng isang asset, tapos depende dun sa investment natin sa asset na yun, we will be able to get the weight of the asset. Okay, so if we sum up the weights multiplied by the return of each individual asset, you have the return of the portfolio. So straightforward yan, no? So we had an example last time na equally weighted yung asset natin. 10 assets tayo. And then kinompute natin yung mga returns niya. Yung returns based on historical data yan. So kinuha muna natin yung prices, di ba? Kinuha natin yung prices, yung adjusted close. Tapos kinuha natin yung returns niya by, di ba, naalala mo? Hindi. Kinompute muna natin to, di ba? Kinompute natin here. Saan ba natin ginawa yan? Okay, I think we computed it. We collected the prices here. And then, kinompute natin dito. No? Hindi ko na makita, pero I'm sure ginawa natin yun. For example, just to check, no? FB. So si FB, ang return niya will be equal to ln sa XLLN sa R log to. No? The current price divided by the previous price. Okay. Hindi kasi nakadikit. Dapat nakadikit para maklik to. Okay. So ito yung return natin, no? Negative 0.1619. If you take a look at this, negative 0.1619. Ito yun, no? Ito. So we were working on this given the returns of Facebook, Apple, okay? And in order to get that, you just get the average. Okay, then last time, ang ginawa natin, ginamit natin itong names na to para mas madali nating ma-compute yung mga returns without having to highlight the cells. Any questions dito, Luisa, sa ginawa natin last time?
None, sir.
Okay, clear yan, no? Okay. So, yung returns madali. Ang mahirap, well, kung hindi tayo marunong ng matrix algebra, ang mahirap yung yung risk. Okay? So yung risk, sabi natin, it's measured by your variance or your standard deviation. So this is the formula for variance. Matrix na yung gagawin natin. Okay, sige nga, Luisa, ang gawin ko, I'll give you 5 minutes o 2 minutes na lang, mabilis naman yan to search the net and determine what's the formula for measuring the risk of a portfolio. Yung actual na formula. Yung variance muna. Variance is equal to, sige, I'll give you 2 minutes to look for that. Kasi ang diniscuss natin lahat last time yung matrix, no? Okay, pause muna ako.
The first asset.
Okay.
Multiplied by the squared. Tapos multiplied by the covariance squared. Plus.
Covariance or variance?
Variance, sir.
Variance ng asset 1, no?
Variance. And then plus the weight of the second asset squared. That's multiplied by the variance.
Okay.
Yan, sir.
Kulang pa yun.
Okay, tapos plus 2 times the
Yan.
weight of the first asset
Yan.
times weight of the second asset.
Okay.
Tapos yung R, I'm not sure, sir.
Correlation. Correlation and then sinama mo yung standard deviation.
Yes, sir.
Sige.
Correlation multiplied by the standard deviation of the first asset multiplied by the
Standard deviation of the second asset.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, okay. Can you see the screen? Excel screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're saying that the variance of a portfolio, can you see me writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's equal to two asset portfolio muna tingnan natin ha. Two asset portfolio. It's the weight of the first asset squared times the variance of the asset, di ba? Tama?
Yes, sir.
Plus the weight of the second asset squared then times the variance of the second asset. Okay. And then plus 2
Times weight of the first and second asset.
ano ko lang yung asset. 2 times weight of the first one, weight of the second one, times, you're saying now it's the correlation between the two assets, diba? Times the standard deviation of the first asset, times the standard deviation of the second asset. Okay? Tama? Now we know also, this can be simplified. The correlation of the two assets is equal to, it's equal to the variance, then standardized siya. Yeah. So this is actually equal to ito. This is actually the same as the covariance of 1 and 2. Pareho lang yan. Ito. Okay. Siyempre, pag software ang ginagamit natin, mas mahirap gamitin to. Tatlo kasi yan eh. Kung meron ka namang covariance, edi yan na lang gamitin mo. Okay. So that's for a two-asset portfolio. Pero let's generalize it para alam mo. Kasi two-asset lang yan eh. Paano kung three-asset na? Diba? And by the way, if you get the square root of this, you get the standard deviation, diba? Tama?
Yes, sir.
If you get the square root of this, so magiging sigma na siya, standard deviation na siya, it's simply equal to the square root of your variance. No? Squared lang siya. Okay, but let's generalize this for an n-asset portfolio. Paano kung n-assets? Okay, mas mahirap yun, no? Pag n-assets na. So let me write here n-assets. What if it's an n-asset portfolio? Okay, so let's just let's generalize the variance of the portfolio is the double summation I is equal to 1 up to n, j is equal to 1 up to n of wi, wj, covariance of I, j. Okay. Ganyan kasimple lang, no? Yung formula ng ng variance. Okay, remember this, no? Okay, remember this. So, let's just try a three-asset portfolio. I-amplify natin using this formula. So, this is the risk in terms of variance of an n-asset portfolio. Pag sinabing n-asset, it can be paano kung 3 assets yung portfolio natin, or 4 assets, or 5 assets. You can compute it using this formula. Pero of course, the bigger the n, the longer your formula is. So subukan lang natin sa 3-asset portfolio. Spell out natin 3-asset. So if you take note, Luisa, pinipair yung summation, no? I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1. So you pair the assets one at a time. So kunyaring tatlong assets natin, so we have asset 1, asset 2, asset 3. So in order to perform this, i-pair natin. So i-pair natin, ano ba yung mga pairs natin dito? Ilang pairs to? 1 and 2, di ba? Tapos 1 and 3, tapos 2 and 3. Tama? Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Tatlong pairs tayo. I-pair mo si actually kasama yung with itself, no? 1 with 1, 2 with 2, and 3 with 3. Yan. So tatlong pairs yan. Pairs with itself. So 1 paired with 1, 2 paired with 2, 3 paired with 3, at saka 1 paired with 2, 1 paired with 3, 2 paired with 3. Kasi double summation tayo eh. So we will have to pair 1, si I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, tapos I is equal to si 1 with 2, and then 1 with 3, 2 with 3, no? Sige, gawin natin to. Okay, let's start first with 1 with 1. So paano natin i-prepare si 1 with 1? Anong mangyayari dito pag 1 with 1? So ang gagawin muna natin, i-hold muna natin sa 1, no? 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 1 with 3. Okay? So let's do that. So 1 with 1 muna. Ano mangyayari dito? Papalitan mo si I ng 1, si J ng 1. Tapos si sigma ij 1, 1. Diba? Kuha mo yun, Luisa?
Ulit, sir.
Ulit, no? So ipa-pair kasi natin, kasi take note, double summation to, no? So I is equal to 1, J is equal to 1. So ito yung mga assets natin. So una, si asset 1 muna, i-pair natin with sinong asset? 1 with another asset and asset 1. So you're pairing 1 with itself. And then susunod 1 with 2, and then susunod 1 with 3. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Tapos susunod 2 with 1, 2 with 2, 2 with 3. Tapos 3 with 1, 3 with 2, 3 with 3. Okay? Kuha mo yon.
Sir.
So gawin natin para mas malinaw, no? So let's start with 1 to, ito, 1 with 1. Ang gagawin kasi natin, yung lahat ng pairs ng asset gagawin natin dito eh. So ano yun? 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 1 with 3. Tapos, 2 with 1, 2 with 2, 2 with 3, and then 3 with 1, 3 with 2, 3 with 3. Okay? Gets? Malabo?
Yes, sir.
Sige, ulitin natin ha. So simula talaga medyo nakakalito to. Pero pag nakuha mo na yung idea, madali na yan. Nagdo-double summation tayo. So each of this, isang summation na to will refer to one asset. Okay? This one will refer to another asset. Okay? So tatlong assets natin. So itong first summation natin, let's first refer it to asset 1. So itong pangalawang summation natin, let's also refer it to asset 1. Okay? So pangalawa, 1 pa rin to. I-fix muna natin to kay 1. No? So, paano yung pair natin ito? 1 with 1, tapos 1 with, sino pa yung mga assets natin?
2,
2, yes, correct. Tapos, sino pa?
3.
1 with 3. Oh, kasi tatlong assets lang naman tayo eh. Kung apat yan, 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4. Okay? Clear?
Clear, sir.
O, tapos na-exhaust na natin si 1 dito, di ba? O, gawin naman natin 2 ito, 2. 2 naman siya. So, magiging ano? 2 with 1.
1.
2 with 2. 2 with 3. Okay? Clear yun?
Clear, sir.
O, tapos yung third, ano naman to?
3.
3 with
1.
1. Yun. Ganun lang. 3 with 1, 3 with 2, 3 with 3. Ganun lang. So, ang technique, i-fix lang muna natin to sa isang asset. Tapos ito yung pinapaano natin, change. Okay, so let's start. 1 with 1. 1, 1, si I1, J1, palitan mo lang ng, ano yun, ng corresponding numbers. No? So this will become what? W1 and W1.
1.
So what's W1 times W1?
W1.
W1 squared, di ba? Di ba? Tama? What's W1 times W1? W1 squared, right? Tama?
Tama, sir.
Okay, then ito, maging ano to? Sigma
1.
1 with
1.
1. What's sigma 1, 1? What is the covariance of an asset with itself? 1, 1. It is the variance. Okay? So, tandaan mo, pag kunyari, pag dalawa yung number dito, yan, covariance yan. Pero kung 1 with itself, the variance of 1 with itself is the same as the variance of 1. Pareho lang yan. Yung 1 with 1, the covariance, kasi covariance to kasi dalawang numbers, no? The covariance of 1 with itself is simply its variance. Okay? So ito ginawa natin sigma 1 and 1. So ano lang yan? Variance lang ng 1. Okay? So
Yes,
next.
sir.
Clear yun?
Clear, sir.
Sige, next. Ano yung susunod? Ano i-prepare natin?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Sige, prepare natin. 1 and 2. Magiging ano to? Magiging, lagyan natin dito. So, plus to, no? Plus. Kasi sinasam natin lahat eh, no? So, plus what? Palitan natin to ng 1 and 2. So, W1, W2. Diba? Pinapalitan mo lang yung I and J natin ng kung anong asset yung pinipair mo. No? So, W1 times W2 times what? Times 1, 2 din to. So, that's the covariance of 1 and 2. Yan. Okay? Clear?
Clear, sir.
Ina-explode lang natin tong formula na to. No? Okay, next. Ano yung susunod?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. No? So, plus lang. Plus, ano siya? Plus,
Weight of 1.
weight of 1
Plus
times, no?
weight of 3.
Times weight of 3 times
Covariance
covariance.
of 1 and 3.
Yan. Okay, 1 and 3. Okay, next. So, tapos na tayo sa 1, di ba? Kay 2 naman tayo. 2, 1 tayo. So, sige. Magiging ano?
Weight of
Weight of 2 with 1 muna tayo.
weight of 2
Oo.
times weight of 1
Okay, weight of 2 times weight of 1
times covariance of 2 and 1.
Covariance of 2 and 1. Okay, next.
Weight of 2 square.
Okay, times.
Variance of 2.
Yan, correct. Dito ko lang itapat ha. Weight ni 2 squared times variance ni 2. Yan. And then, ano pa?
Tapos, plus weight of 2 times weight of 3 times covariance of 2 and 3.
Okay, wala siyang katapat, ano? Weight of 2, weight of 3, covariance 2, 3. Okay. And then the last, ano yung last? So may plus pa to ha. Plus lahat yan ha. 3 with 1 naman. Paano yung 3 with 1?
Weight of 3 times
Oo.
weight of 1
Correct.
times covariance of 3 and 1.
Yun. Sige, tatapat ko siya dito ha. Plus weight of 3, weight of 1, covariance of 3, 1. And then, weight of 3, weight of 2, covariance 3, 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
And then, weight of 3
Weight.
squared, di ba? Plus variance of 3 squared. Okay, so yan ang lahat ng elements ng ng 3 asset portfolio. Okay, so let's let's add yung mga pwede nating i-add. Ito, this one, are they the same? Ito, pareho ba to? Pareho siya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're the same. Covariance with 1 and 2 and covariance to 1 are just the same. Teka muna, ano ba yung formula ng covariance? Di ba ang variance, if you recall sa stat mo, ang variance is equal to, paano yan? Summation ng x minus the mean, di ba? Divided by
yes, sir.
squared, di ba?
Squared.
Over n. Kung
Divided by
population. Kung sample, n minus 1, right? Tama?
Yes, sir.
Ito kasi, you can write this as you can write this as the variance of x with itself. Pareho lang yan, no? It's the variance of x with itself. Kasi, if you write it, if it's the covariance of x with y, then it will be equal to the sum of x minus x bar times y minus y bar. Okay, over n. Yun ang covariance, no? Covariance, you're getting the cross product of two variables, x and y dito. Okay. So, ang kasi, ang covariance ni x with x, diba? Parehong x minus x lang yan. X minus x mean x minus x mean. Kaya nga nagiging squared siya. Okay, so ito, pareho lang dito yan. So the variance is actually also the covariance. Okay? Kaya nga, back to my discussion here. Ito, covariance of 1 with 2 is the same as covariance of 2 with 1. Kasi product lang yan di ba? Na commutativity. So we can now finalize our this will be twice W1, W2, covariance 1, 2. Yan, pwede natin i-add kasi yan, pareho lang yan. Ito naman, this one is 2, W1, W3, covariance 1, 3. And then this one, 2 times W2, W3, covariance 1, 3. Covariance 1, 3, may tama yan. Yung iba nilalagyan ng kama, yung iba hindi na. Kasi parang nagiging 12 eh. Okay. So the risk of a 3-asset portfolio will be equal to ano na siya? It will now be equal to variance natin will be equal to W1 squared variance of 1 plus W2 squared covariance of 2 plus 2 meron pa isa W3 squared variance of 3 plus 2 W1 W2 covariance 1 2 plus 2 W1 W3 covariance of 1 3 plus 2 W2 W3 covariance 2 3. Yan ang asset, yan ang portfolio natin. Okay? So you can just imagine, pag 10 asset portfolio, yung ginagawa natin. Pag ima-manual natin yan, ako, aabutin tayo ng siyam-siyam dyan. Kasi i-prepare mo, kunyari 10 asset portfolio, meron kang 1 with 2, 1 with 3, hanggang 1 with 10 yun. 2 with 1, 2 with 2, hanggang 2 with 10. Can you just imagine that, Luisa? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Di ba? Ang laki-laki, no? Pag lumalaki yung asset, kaya nga yung kanina, yung binigay mo sa akin na formula, ito, no? Ito din yun, no? Ito din yun. Magiging ano lang yan, 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 2 with 1, 2 with 2. Convinced ka na ito yung formula? Kasi ito yung sinabi mo,
Yes,
ito yung
sir.
formula, oh. Okay? So, pag in-spell out natin yan, magiging ilang ano yan, ilang terms. 1 with 1. Diba? Ito yun. Diba? Tapos, 1 with 2. At saka 2 with 1. Pareho lang yun, diba? W1, W2, covariance 1, 2. W2, W1, covariance 2, 1. Kaya nga naging 2 ito. Yan. 2. Kasi that's the 1 with 2 and then the 2 with 1. Dalawa siya. And then lastly, 2 with 2. It's this one. Okay? Clear, Luisa?
Clear, sir.
Okay, good. So, pakita ko lang sa'yo. Kaya makakita ka ng ganito, no? Kunyari, ito sa site na to, sa portfolio variance sa CFI, sinasabi nila na ang variance sa isang 2-asset portfolio is this one. Ito yung tinignan natin. Remember, covariance 1 with 2 is also the same as correlation times standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2. Pareho lang yan. Okay, it's the same as the covariance of 1 with 2. Take note, tinan mo, may comma yung ano niya. Covariance 1, 2. Kasi dalawang asset ang sinasabi niya dyan. Okay, ito yun. Okay. Diba sinabi ko ito yung formula na to kanina? Pareho lang yan. No? Okay, then the standard deviation is simply get the standard deviation. Okay? Now, so ito naman, tingnan mo. Okay. So, mas madali siya kung matrix. Kasi yung inano natin kanina, ginawa natin, masyadong mahaba yun kung ano, kung ima-manual natin. So the shortcut is really this one. The W matrix times the variance covariance matrix times the W matrix. Just make sure that the matrices are multiplicable, no? So madali lang yan kung Excel, lalo mas madali yan sa R. Okay, so ito lang yun, no? Okay, so another one. Ito yung pinapakita ko sa kanina. Simpleng formula. The variance of a portfolio is just this one. Yung double summation, WI, WJ, sigma IJ, yung covariance ng IJ. Okay. And dito pinapakita din yung okay, diversification na to. Alright, so balik tayo sa Excel natin. So I hope clear sa you, Luisa, na ang portfolio can be computed either using this long formula, okay, or simply the matrix formula yung kinuha natin last time. Saan yan? Which is this one. W matrix, variance covariance, and then W transpose matrix. Depende sa paglatag natin sa sa Excel. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, okay, ang objective natin is to construct our efficiency frontier. Okay, so ginawa ko na siya. Ginawa ko siya, I think, the other day. Okay, so this is what we would like to do. Ito. Now, pero siyempre hindi ko ibibigay siya ito kasi gagawin natin yan from scratch. Ito yung objective natin. Tapos ito pa, maggagawa tayo ng tangent line dito para makita natin yung capital asset line. So dalawa yung gagawin natin, efficiency frontier and the capital allocation or capital asset line. Hanapin natin sa ano . So let me just show you a sample of that capital allocation. Capital allocation line. Kuha tayo ng sample. Ito. Ay, ano pala yan? Video pala. Can you see this one? Luisa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ang objective natin, tingnan ko to, baka mas magandang image. Given the 10 assets, no? Given the 10 assets, we'd like to generate this. Yan, ito. This one. Yan. This is what we call the capital allocation line. This is your efficient frontier. Okay. So, objective natin to be able to create your efficient frontier. Okay. If you take a look at this, so habang andito na tayo, ipa-plot natin si return ng portfolio at saka si risk ni portfolio. So in this plot, we're going to plot the efficient frontier, which is a plot of the expected return ng portfolio at saka ng risk ng portfolio. So if you take a look at this, ito yung efficient frontier, what can you say about this? It's also a portfolio, no? Tapos i-compare mo dito, sino mas maganda? So this point is a portfolio. Pag sinabi natin portfolio, composition niya ng different weights ng assets natin. Example, kunyari you have a 2-asset portfolio. Itong point na to, this is 30% asset A, 70% asset B. Ito naman, example lang 55% asset A, 45% asset B. Okay, so here you have different weights ng asset, no, ng portfolio natin. Sino mas maganda? Ito yung una. Si portfolio number 1, 30%, 70% yung weight ni asset A and B. Ito naman, 55%, 45%. So sino mas maganda? Si portfolio 1 o si portfolio 2? Ito si portfolio 1. Andito sa line na to
Portfolio 2?
Portfolio 2, bakit? You're correct. Bakit portfolio 2? Kasi, remember, i-drop natin yung line yan dito. Dito, yung risk ng portfolio yan. So, di ba, they're taking the same amount of risk, di ba? Pero, itong portfolio na to, mas mataas yung return niya. Ito yung return niya, oh. Compared to this portfolio na ang return lang niya, ito lang. O, di ba? So, sino pipiliin mo? Si portfolio 1 o si portfolio 2? Obviously, portfolio 2. Kasi, you're assuming the same amount of risk. Pareho kayong risk. So, ito yung measure ng risk natin, ito. And yet, ito, si portfolio 1, ang return niya, ito lang. Yun lang. Si portfolio 2 naman, ito, ang return niya, ito. Okay, you get it, Luisa?
Yes, sir.
Ang tawag dyan, efficient frontier. So dito sa efficient frontier, okay, itong point na to, ang tawag dito minimum variance. So lahat ng points na nasa taas, mas maganda yan kaysa dun sa counterpart nila na nasa baba. Okay? Kunyari, dito sa point na to, ito, compared to this point, na pareho naman yung risk, no? If you drop lines here, meron kang kapares dito na pareho kayo ng risk, pero mas mataas yung return ng isa yung nasa taas. Okay? And then, ang gagawin natin, if you know the risk-free rate, ito yon, magpa-plot tayo ng tangency line. Yan. Tangency line to. Okay? So this is the tangency line. This tangency point will give us the portfolio that will give us the highest Sharpe ratio, S-H-A-R-P-E. Okay? So yun ang mga susunod na i-discuss natin. Now, hindi muna tayo nag-R. Okay, next meeting na tayo mag-R kasi gusto ko lang muna i-clarify yung point na to. Kasi mas madali maintindihan to kung in-Excel natin para pagdating natin sa kay R, mas madali na. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to create a copy. I-copy na lang natin to. Create ka ng copy ulit ng portfolio returns. Okay, kasi gagawin natin to, no? Gagawin natin to create our efficiency line. Ito yung i-create natin. Ito. So create, copy ka muna nito, tapos tanggalin natin to. Delete natin. Kasi i-replicate natin to, no? Yung ginawa ko. Okay, ready ka na, Lisa? Kung hanggang saan lang tayo umano, no? Tapos siguro, later, ang importante makuha natin yung simula. Kasi pag makuha mo yung simula, iteration na lang yan eh. Inulit-ulit ko na lang yan. Uulit-ulitin na lang natin yan, ito. Okay, so ang importante, makuha natin to, and then, create different portfolios. Ito mga portfolios to, mga weights to. No? These are weights of your assets. And then from there, okay, i-draw natin yung efficiency frontier natin. Tapos after we have done this in Excel, gagawin natin sa R to. Okay? Sige, may copy ka na ulit ito?
Okay, sir.
Alright.
Meron na po, sir.
Okay, good. So remember, ano yung pinaka-objective natin? Let's begin with the end in mind, Luisa, para hindi tayo mawawala sa details kasi masyado maraming detalye ito. Ang end in mind natin is to be able to draw this. Yan. Ito. And then, identify natin yung risk-free rate. Kunyari, ito yung risk-free rate. For example lang, if this is your risk-free rate, this is, kunyari, ito yung risk-free rate natin, then we're going to draw a line of tangency, insert. Siyempre, gagamitin natin si Excel para ma-draw itong line of tangency na ito. Alamin natin kung saan yung point na yan. Okay. And ano tawag nito, Luisa?
The tangency line.
Okay, the point of tangency line, or may special name siya, ang tawag sa kanya, capital allocation line. So dalawa yung titingnan natin, yung efficiency frontier, okay, at saka yung capital allocation line. Okay, and then may meaning yan, no? May meaning kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga points na andi dito sa capital allocation line. Okay, so let's start. Let's start. Okay, so I want you to replicate this. Okay, so isulat title lang to. Naglagay ako lang, Luisa, ng isang space dito. Nag-insert ako ng row dito sa A. Okay, so linagay ko lang dito, efficiency frontier with individual stocks. No? So yun ang gagamitin natin. Ipareho mo na lang yung yung position para hindi tayo mahirapan, no? And then how do I create this set? Yung list ng assets natin.
Copy paste, sir, tapos i-transpose.
Yes, correct. Good. So ito lang, copy and then transpose mo lang dito. So andiyan pa yung mga pangalan natin, di ba? Okay, ready ka na? Are you done with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's first compute the mean returns. Di ba? Simple lang yan. Is equal to average lang yan, di ba? Average lang ng gusto natin average ni Facebook. Pero remember, hindi mababasa ni Excel si Facebook. Kailangan gagamitin natin si indirect, no? Indirect ni Facebook. Para titinan niya yan, titinan yung character ni FB, tapos sinasabi natin sa kanya na hanapin mo kung ano yung value ng Facebook na yan based on yung name na Facebook. Okay? So, control enter natin and then just drag down. Okay. So, nagamit natin yung pangalan. Diba? So, hindi na tayo mag-iisa-isa pa na average ng buong to, average ng isang to. Diba? So, that's very convenient. Okay, clear so far?
Clear, sir.
Alright. So ito initially, gawin muna natin dito initially is equally weighted na muna, no? So that's equal to 1/10. Equally weighted muna natin siya. Okay. So sa ilalim yung sum niya. Okay, so far?
Yes, sir.
Bakit nga pala natin kailangan yung weights? Kasi yung formula natin, di ba? Remember this formula? Ang return ng portfolio natin is the sum of the weight times the return of the asset. Tapos pati sa risk, kailangan din natin yung weight, no? Ito. W sigma W. The weight matrix times the variance covariance matrix times the weight matrix. Kailangan natin yung weight to compute for the returns and the risk of the portfolio. Okay. All right. So yung weights natin, ginawa mo natin equally weighted. Tapos yung sinam natin sa ilalim, 100% nga. Okay, nasa Q ako dito. Q1, sinulat ko yung variance covariance. Okay, tapos, i-copy na natin yung mga names, both row-wise and column-wise. Tapos, di ba, ginawa na natin to dati? Naalala mo to? Naalala mo to, Luisa? This is
Yes,
equal
sir.
to, di ba, covariance. At S kasi covariance nino. I-prepare natin, no? So, indirect natin, indirect, covariance ni Facebook. Okay, so dapat, we will just move along this line. So, dapat naka-fix yung ano natin, yung row 2 lang siya dapat, di ba? Kasi ikakopy natin to along all the cells, no? Tapos, indirect din na ni ito. This time, going down here tayo. So, naka-fix dapat si column Q. Yan. Okay? Right? So, Control-Enter. And then we can copy. Yan. So, check. Dapat, pareho yung covariance ni Facebook with Apple at saka Apple with Facebook. Pareho sila, no? Isang check yan. Yan. Okay. Got this?
Ito talaga kasama siya isang set yan. So, ito iba.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So meron na tayong returns matrix, meron na tayong weight matrix, meron na tayong variance covariance matrix. So pag alam na natin yung tatlong yun, mako-compute natin yung we can now compute for the portfolio returns and portfolio variance. Yun lang naman yung kailangan eh. Returns matrix, weight matrix, and the variance covariance matrix. Okay, let's start with this one. Okay, so dito, inuna ko muna yung portfolio standard deviation. Yung risk, tapos ito naman yung portfolio mean, yung return. Okay, may reason ko bakit inuna ko to mamaya sasabihin ko. Okay, so alam natin na ang risk, no? Ang risk ng portfolio, isa lang dapat yon. It should be a value, it should be a number. Okay? So, clear yun, Luisa, na ang risk ng portfolio should be a value, should be a number. Okay? So, tapos alam natin na ang ano niya is W times the variance covariance times W. Okay. So, ang tanong, para maging isang value siya, ano dapat yung size ng matrix natin? Kasi yung weight natin, 10 assets tayo, di ba? Excuse me. So, lalabas yung 10 dyan. So ano ba dapat? 1 by 10 o 10 by 1?
1 by 10.
1 by 10 dapat, no? 1 by 10 dapat yung weight matrix natin. Yung variance covariance natin, of course, square matrix yan, 10 by 10 yan. Depende sa number of assets. And then dapat itong weight matrix natin sa dulo, dapat 10 by 1. So ganyan dapat yung paglatag ng ano natin, ng matrix natin sa Excel. Okay? 1 by 10 dapat yung matrix natin, yung weight, tapos yung sigma natin 10 by 10, okay naman siya, 10 by 10. No? So 10 by 10 to. Tapos yung weight matrix natin na 10 by 1. Okay. So remember, pag matrix, hindi pwedeng commutative yan. Okay, so ano size sa matrix natin nito, na weight matrix natin? Anong size nito? Luisa, ito. Anong size itong weights natin? Yung 10 rows by 1. 10 by 10 to, di ba? Remember, row by column yan. 10 by 1. Okay. So okay tayo dyan, meron tayong 10 by 1. Ang problema natin, asan yung 1 by 10 natin? Kailangan pa ba natin maglatag ng isang matrix na 1 by 10? Hindi na. Kasi kailangan natin dito.
Kailangan, sir.
Hindi na. I-transpose na lang natin to. Diba? Right? Pag transpose natin yan, magiging 1 by 10 yan. Okay? Clear?
Clear, sir.
So yun ang inaano ko kasi, depende sa paglatag mo ng I find it convenient to do it this way kasi mamaya makikita mo kung bakit ginanto ko siya. Anyway, pag naka 10 by 1 naman yan, pwede natin i-transpose na lang yan para maging maging 10 by 1. 1 by 10. Okay, so i-compute na natin to, no? I-delete ko yung... So, it should be M-mult itong unang dalawang to. I-M-mult natin to. Sige, is equal to... Can you see ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ito nga, pwede rin natin bigyan ng pangalan to eh. So, bigyan natin ng pangalan to. So, let's call it var cover. Bigyan natin ng pangalan var cover. Control enter. Enter natin. Okay, so may pangalan na to If I highlight this, ayan var cover. Okay, so sige, M-mult muna natin itong dalawang to, Luisa. So this is equal to M-mult. M-mult ng ano? Yung W1 by 10. Kaso yung matrix natin dito, 10 by 1. So anong gagawin ko? Transpose siya. No? I-transpose natin yung weight matrix natin. So pwede din natin bigyan ng pangalan to. Pero sige lang. Okay. Transpose ng weight matrix natin and then comma. Kasi dapat dalawa yung pag-multiply natin. Ano i-multiply ko sa kanya? Ito. What's this? What's this?
The covariance.
Yan, yung var cover natin, di ba? So, tinype ko var cover, andito siya. Yan. Okay? So, ito, Luisa, ano na yan? Ito na yan, di ba? Ito na yan. Ano susunod pa natin gagawin? Tapos na tayo sa first two, ha? Ano, no?
Multiplied by...
Yeah, M-mult ulit, no? Diba? So, M-mult natin itong buong to, which is this one, M-mult natin with this one. Tama? So, mag-set ulit ako ng panibagong M-mult dito. Kasi dalawang M-mult natin eh. So, M-mult nito, which is this one, at saka nino, comma, ito, no? Sana binigyan na lang pala natin ng pangalan to. Yan. That would be our formula. Sige, tingnan mo muna. So no need to fix anything there kasi hindi naman natin i-copy. And because this is a matrix, dapat Control-Shift-Enter. Control-Shift-Enter. I'm getting 0.0239. Did you get that?
Not yet, sir.
Sige. Control Shift Enter mo ah.
Sir, can I see the answer?
Yeah, sure. Control Shift Enter. 0.0239%.
Yes, sir. Tama.
Okay, good. Yun. So may portfolio risk na tayo. No? Of course, yung risk na to, magbabago yan kung magbabago ng weights. Okay? Di ba? Kasi the risk is dependent on the weights. Okay, let's now go here. Yung mean naman. Ano yung formula natin ng mean? Remember, it's just the weight matrix times the R matrix times the returns matrix. So, okay. The weight, the returns is also one number, one value lang yan, ano? So dapat yung weight matrix din natin dapat ano? Dapat 1 by 10 din. So it should be 1 by 10. Then yung returns matrix natin, which is this one. Okay. Lagyan na rin natin ng pangalan to. Returns. So I gave this a name. The returns matrix. So si returns matrix dapat 10 by 1. So for this one, yung return ng portfolio natin, that should be one number lang. So yung weight matrix natin should be 1 by 10, and then the returns matrix natin should be 10 by 1. Para ma-multiply natin siya. So summation siya. So let's do that. So this will just be equal to matrix multiplication natin. M mod ng transpose ng ano, parang nung kanina. Transpose ng weight and then comma the returns. Yeah. Control Shift Enter. Okay, so I get 0.10%.
Yes, sir.
Okay na?
Okay na po.
Okay, you got 0.0158.
Sir.
Okay, punta na tayo ngayon sa ano. Dito na tayo. Kasi ito yung kailangan natin to. We need this. Okay? We need this so that we can, remember, ang objective natin is to plot this efficiency frontier, no? Okay. The way to go about it is, remember yung ano, yung efficiency frontier natin, mean variance yan. It's a plot of the mean variance. Mean is the return, the average return, and the variance is your portfolio standard deviation. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ni Markovich na mean variance. So kailangan natin ma-compute yung ano natin, yung return at saka yung standard deviation. Kaya nga dito sa ilalim, if you see this one, ito, kita mo dito sa ilalim, merong portfolio standard deviation at saka portfolio returns. So kailangan natin to. Ngayon ang gagawin natin, magkakreate tayo ng iba't ibang weights ng iba't ibang portfolio. So let's set, ang gawin nating objective is, so weights from the optimization, minimize your portfolio portfolio risk. Ano yung measurement ng portfolio risk? Dito sa nakalagay dito sa model natin sa taas. Our portfolio risk is measured by the portfolio standard deviation, diba? Ito yun. That's our portfolio risk. So ang gagawin natin, mag-assume tayo ng different returns, and then i-compute natin yung standard deviation. I-compute natin yung ipapasolve natin kay Excel kung ano yung weight para magkaroon tayo ng minimum na risk. Okay, so let me illustrate that. Okay, we start with an arbitrary number, no? Can be a very small number kasi kung titingnan natin yung returns ng mga assets natin, 0.0005. So pumili lang ako ng number na medyo mas mababa sa pinakamababa dito. Kasi ang pinakamababa dito 0.0005, no? 0.005. So pinili ko lang 0.0001. It's a number, arbitrary number lang to, no? So ang gagawin naman natin, ito Luisa, these are assumed. Parang nagtatanong ka, paano ko ang return ng portfolio 0.001? Okay, so these are just assumptions. Tapos solve natin si risk based on these assumptions. Okay, so let's start. Okay, paano natin gagawin yan? So nagsimula muna ako. Let's assume the return is 0.00001. What will be the risk? What will be the minimum risk na pwede nating i-ano sa portfolio so that the risk is minimized? Diba sabi natin gusto natin i-minimize yung risk. Okay? So ulitin ko given ang return is 0.0001, ano yung weights na kailangan natin para ma-minimize yung risk natin? Okay, bakit minimize yung risk natin? Kasi yun yung objective natin. Yung objective kasi pwedeng i-minimize yung risk or i-maximize yung return. In this problem, ang ginagawa natin, You're trying to minimize the risk. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so you'll be needing this. No? I-check mo nga, Luisa, sa data mo, kung may solver ka dito sa analyze, sa dulo.
Meron, sir.
Meron, say good. Okay, so let's now do this. So take note, ang i-compute dito, itong mga weights. Yung mga weights so that yung portfolio natin, standard deviation will be minimized. No? Okay, so let's do this. So let's go to data and then solver. Okay, ano yung objective natin? Ang objective natin is ito. No? Sa akin, nasa AC3 siya. Nasa AC3 ba rin sa'yo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so i-click mo to, objective. So wala nang una yan, di ba? This one, objective natin, AC3. Do you want to maximize or minimize that?
Minimize.
Minimize natin, no? Minimize natin. Okay, tapos, ano yung papalitan? Ang changing cells natin, ito, yung mga weights. Bali, ang sinasabi natin kay Axel, bigyan mo nga ako ng portfolio by giving me the weights so that the risk is minimized. Okay? And then, may constraint tayo. O13. Sino yung O13? Ito. O13. Okay? It should be equal to 1. So, how did I put that here? Add. Delete ko muna to. Delete. So, I go here to add. And then, itong O13 should be equal to 1. Kasi dapat pag nag-add up yung mga weights, dapat 1 siya. No? Okay, so okay. Alright. Dito may isang constraint na make unconstrained variables non-negative. Ibig sabihin, dapat positive itong mga weights na to. Okay. Huwag natin gawin yan kasi pag ginawa natin yan, baka hindi tayo makahanap ng solution. So para i-relax lang natin yung constraint a bit, huwag natin i-check to. Okay, so leave that blank. Tapos ang gagamitin natin, non-linear, GRG non-linear. Kasi non-linear to eh. Matrix multiplication to, hindi linear siya. Okay? Ready ka na?
Yes, sir.
So you have this. Pag sinolve natin to, solve. Okay, what happened? Magbibigay si, ayan, solver found a solution. Okay? All constraints and optimally the conditions are satisfied. Tingnan mo to. Nagkaroon siya ng weights dito, di ba? Nagkaroon siya ng weights. Pero ay okay mo natin. Okay. Okay, what do you have now? You have now a solution. Tingnan mo yung portfolio standard deviation natin. Lumiit, di ba? 0.02 na lang ngayon. Yung portfolio min natin nagbago din. So it's already based on these weights. Itong weights na to, okay, ang weights na to, magbibigay sa atin ng, sandali ah. Saan nga pala pumasok to? Wait, sandali. Ay, may mali ako, sorry. Okay, may kulang tayo, sorry. Solver, mali. Solver, sorry ah. Dapat yung returns pala, okay, may kulang ako, sorry. Mag-add pa tayo dito. Yung returns natin, ito, returns, should be equal to, ang returns natin should be 0.0001. 0.0001. Okay. Ang returns natin 0.001. Okay. There. Then okay. Solve. Right. Solver found a solution. Okay. Yan. So ito na yung portfolio natin, no? Kita mo yung may mga negative dito, no? May mga negative dyan, ibig sabihin may short selling tayo, no? Pero wag muna natin pag-usapan yan. Ang importante, nakakuha tayo ng portfolio return na 0.01. Okay, this is, naka-percent kasi siya. Kaya 0.0001 yan. Tapos, ang risk natin, this is the lowest risk that we can have if the return is 0.0001 or 0.01%. Tapos, ito yung mga weights niya. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, Luisa, i-copy natin to. Control C, copy mo. Tapos, i-copy mo dito. Tapos, values lang ha. Values. Yan, kinopy mo siya, values lang. Okay. Tapos ito din, i-copy natin to. Control C. Then dito sa ilalim, values lang din. Bakit magkaiba to? Nagkamali yata ako dito. Okay? So sige, bigyan kita ng time para i-set up kasi hindi ka pa naka-set up eh. So sa ilalim, ilagay mo tong pangalan, ano? Copy mo lang siya. Tapos yung una natin, return is 0.0001. And then ilagay mo dito, copied from each iteration. Portfolio standard deviation, portfolio returns. I-copy mo lang to. Control C mo to. Tapos, tapos copy paste values lang. Okay, Luisa, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tapos dito, i-check natin, i-compute nga natin with the formula. Okay. Let's compute for the portfolio standard, portfolio risk, di ba? Ano siya? Yung M-molt muna, M-molt ng transpose ng weight matrix. Ito gagamitin natin ha. Weight matrix natin and the weight times the variance covariance, var covar. Okay. Tapos, another M-molt, yung parang yung kanina. And the weight matrix. Control Shift Enter. May kulang pa pala dito tayo. Luisa, dapat ano to? Kasi sigma squared lang to, di ba? Dapat, sorry dapat may square root to. Lagyan natin ng square root kasi variance pa lang to. Variance. We want the standard deviation. Control Shift Enter. Ayan, kaya pala naging 1.62. Lalagyan ko to ng square root. Control Shift Enter. Yan. Control C, copy ko to dito. Tapos ito, formula ko, FINMODE ng transpose ng weight matrix natin, weight, and then the returns. Control Shift Enter. Okay, pinormula ko lang dito, Luisa, para ma-check, ano lang, ma-compare lang. Okay. So anong susunod nangyari? So nag-assume ako ng iba't ibang levels ng returns, no? Tapos ginawa ko siyang in order. Pataas ng pataas yung ginawa ko. Ang pinakamataas ko is 0.035. 0.035. Tapos in-insert ko dito yung minimum variance. Paano ko ginumpute yung minimum variance? Time na pala, no? So, I just conclude with this. Tapos, ang gagawin ko, Luisa, isasend ko sa iyo ito, Isasend ko sa iyo ito. Ito. Ito lang. No? Tapos, gawin mo to, pang practice. Okay? Para pare-pareho tayong weights. Then, kasi, pag na-compute mo na to, okay, itong efficiency frontier is simply the plot of this one. I-plot mo lang si standard deviation at saka si returns. Let me just show you. Insert. Ito siya. Yeah. That's now your efficiency frontier. Yeah. So medyo ayusin lang ng konti yung palapit lang ng konti dito. Okay. Ito na siya. That's now your efficiency frontier. So for your assignment, no, ibibigay ko sa ito, yung mga returns na ginamit ko, tapos i-plot mo siya, tapos mako-compute mo yung bawat isa dito, ika-copy paste mo lang to from the top dito. Tapos you can also compute for it here. Ito ang ginawa ko, kinompute ko lang siya dito, yung formula. Ito. Yan, no? Yung parang sa taas lang kanina. Tapos, dinag ko lang to. Dinag ko lang yan. Kasi pag nalagyan na ng weights dito, mako-compute mo na rin yung just to validate. No? Okay, so paano makukuha yung weights na to? Isosolve mo ulit siya. Tapos, ang gagawin mong returns naman, 0.001. Okay, last. Ito, paano ko na-compute to? Yung minimum variance. Yung pinaka-minimum variance sa lahat. How did I compute this? Balik ulit sa solver. Data. Solver. Okay, tapos, minimize yung variance. Minimize. Changing cells yung pa rin. Tatanggalin mo tong returns na to. Delete. Basta 1 pa rin yung total na to. So if I click this, parang yung kanina to, no? Wala tayong in-specify na returns. Basta minimum yung variance lang. No? Solve natin. Solve. Okay. Alright. Ano nangyari? So ito yung mga weights, ito siya. Tapos ang returns niya 0.0742. 'Yun. So siningit ko siya dito, no, kung saan siya kasi dapat ito from lowest to highest ang ginawa ko para pag i-plot natin, pwede natin ma-plot ng may line. Okay? So I know that was a handful, Luisa. I know medyo marami tayong na-discuss. Pero clear ba siya?
Yes, sir.
Pag may questions, mag-PM ka sa akin ha. Isa-send ko sa ito kasi ayoko ibigay sa ito kasi gusto kong gawin mo, no? Kasi anong sense kung ibibigay ko lang sa ito, no? So, pwede ka pang magdagdag kung gusto mo. Basta ang objective natin ito, ma-drawing natin to. So, ang ginawa ko, print out ko yung mga returns na from lowest up to highest. 0.0035 ang ginamit ko. Kasi wala na naman dito sa wala na naman dito wala na naman dito na 0.0. Pinataasan ko lang siya. And in fact, kung gusto ko malaman talaga yung highest return, pwede kong gawin to no? Ito yung gawin kong objective, ito. Tapos i-maximize ko siya. Anong maximum returns ang ibibigay sa atin ng portfolio nito? Tingnan mo, binago ko yung objective. Ito na, okay, set objective, i-maximize ko siya. Solve. Ayaw. Hindi siya makasolve, no? Nagkakaproblema dito. Okay, so anyway, solver, returns, maximum siya by changing cells. Ito, dapat O13 should be equal to 1. Okay, tingnan ko Ayaw niya, hindi siya nagko-converge. Okay. Anyway, ito na muna, no? Ito na muna gagawin mo. Luisa, yung mga returns na equal to this one, ha? Okay, any questions?
None, sir.
Sorry, nag-extend tayo, ha?
Hello, sir.
Sige. Alright, pag may question ka, i-chat mo lang ako. Friends ba tayo sa Messenger ba? Nakakapag-communicate tayo?
I don't think so, sir.
Sige, mo ako, Bobby Bailon, ha? Para madali tayo makapag-communicate sa Messenger.
Sige po, sir.
Sige,
I'll send
okay.
you
Sige. Okay. Thank you, Luisa. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Have a safe holiday ahead, ha?